You are a long way from home, cowboy.
Resident Evil 4 is an ugly game with weird controls and a cringe story, but for some weird reason it's still one of the best games ever made.
Got something that might interest you.
When I started to think about this video, I wrote it like a regular review video where you talk about things like graphics, sound design, game design, level design, other stuff. I wanted to mention that this game inspired Dead Space and Evil Within. By making this game, Resident Evil 4, they actually stumbled upon a prototype that later became Devil May Cry. But then I came to conclusion. It does not matter. No, it really does not, especially when we are talking about older games, because of course older games are going to be more awkward, more weird, more ugly looking than their new modern counterparts, but that doesn't mean that these games are bad, because the most important criteria is, do these games feel good to play? And yes, Resident Evil 4 is still worth your time even now, 18 years later. It feels good to play. Now I need to start with a small recap. I am not talking about Resident Evil 4 from a nostalgia point of view, because the first time I played Resident Evil 4 was last year.
I have no idea actually where I am supposed to be going.
Well, the first seconds, first minutes even, were kinda nauseating, because the controls were weird, they are not good. Like, when compared to how modern third-person games play, this was not good. But, when I got past these two little things, the game pulled me in like from the first minute, because it is so well designed. You start the game, the shitty cops abandon you, you go into a house, a peasant demon is attacking you, you shoot him down, you jump out of the window, and boom, there are other peasants, they are attacking you, you must run, you must fight, you get to the village, you must survive, you must kill a bunch of people, there is one guy with a chainsaw attacking you and he is very strong, you find shotgun, you shoot him in the face, you throw grenades, and so on and so forth. And this game is such a rush. Even though it has so many limitations, it still feels good to play, because it still offers that good catharsis, the feeling of achievement, the feeling of tension, overcoming difficulties and winning, completing, achieving. The thing is, Leon can't move and shoot. You know, like in all other old survival horror and even third-person shooters. Leon must stand, enter a shooting stance to use knife or a gun. And that means that you are vulnerable at this moment. You have to make a decision. Every time you encounter enemies, in every room, you have to make a decision. Should you stand? Should you run? Should you try to wound some enemies so you can run past them? Should you shoot enemies in kneecap? Should you shoot the projectiles out of the air? Enemy design, the level design is crafted in such a way that everything works well together with the basic movement, stopping, aiming, shooting mechanics. Enemies telegraph their attacks. They telegraph when they are about to throw a projectile so you can shoot it out of the air. The game is not super hard, but the game is not super easy. So basically, even on the hardest difficulty playing, you most likely, if you approach this game carefully, collect items, plan ahead, save ammo, save healing items, you will never be trapped in a one room, one location for too long. And that means that the game keeps moving on. So the tension keeps working, the action adventure story that is unfolding keeps on moving. Very rarely you get stuck on places, maybe a boss fight or two, or maybe a particularly annoying room, but for most of the time, if you are not doing some weird challenge run, you will move on, you will change locations, so on and so forth. And that's why the game is really good. It does not let up. It's like an action movie, although it's like 8 to 10 hours long action movie, but still, it feels like a rush to play. It is very fun. The game is a bit too long. Like, everybody says that. It's like common knowledge at this point that Military Island is not that fun, because at that point the game loses its touch with its survival horror thriller genre game, and it becomes a military shooter with awkward third-person controls, and that is kinda I don't mind it, but every time I replay this game I wish the Military Island was cut down or cut shorter. That's one of my complaints about this game, and the second complaint is Trashly.
Help me,
Yes,
Leon!
our favorite president's daughter.
Louis.
Trashly. Actually, Ashley, but you know, Trashly. Because you have to tell her to hide in every recycling bin or container that you can find, because she is defenseless, and every part where she is together with Leon becomes an annoying escort mission. And we gamers know that escort missions 99% of the time suck. But there is a fix actually to this, which I use almost every time I play. I know it's kind of a cheating, but if you finish Ada Wong DLC, which by the way is a really good fast short DLC, you get Leon's gangster outfit. I don't know how that makes any sense, what, but that's not the point. You get Ashley armor suit. Ashley becomes a knight. She is in a medieval knight armor suit, and she can't take damage in that suit. So that solves the problem of escort missions. Then there is the story, and the story is well, it's Resident Evil. There are some like cringe parts, some weird parts, but you know, when you have played this game for a couple of times, you can definitely skip every dialogue line and just listen to some of the good lines, like this one.
Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
So yeah, I mean, I don't hate on the story, but it's not the thing that makes the game worthwhile. So yeah, guys, I highly recommend playing this game if you have not played it, and I must say that while other people say that Resident Evil does not need a remaster and they won't be playing it, I don't know. If the Resident Evil 4 remake is good, then we will have 2 good Resident Evil 4 games to play, and that's pretty cool. Thank you for listening, guys. Try Resident Evil 4, watch my other videos, like, subscribe, and blah 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 blah. Bye.